started this gangster shit. Mr. Motherfucker, thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit. And this the motherfucker, thanks I get. Hello.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content but haven't yet subscribed, please take a minute to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Thank you. Alright, hey everyone, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and my name is Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of this wackadoo comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Happy birthday to George Lucas. He's 75 years old today. That's an important birthday. Creator of Star Wars, and I've got a present for you, sir. Next Star Wars movie's confirmed to be from Game of Thrones creators. Now, there has been speculation, and I have reported on it very recently, that Rian Johnson has officially been given the boot. I actually raised my foot. Actually, wait, let me do that again. Rian Johnson has been given the boot. I did it again. I booted him. I actually physically kicked with my legs. So excited am I about booting that round-headed buffoon over the fence. I am so glad, so very, very glad, that more and more evidence is emerging that this is the case. Now, look at this right here. Let's scroll down and check this out. Next Star Wars movies confirmed to be from Game of Thrones creators. Why? Well, because Disney just released a schedule for the next 6 years or so. 6 years? 7 years of Star Wars movies, all the way from here until 2026, and there are only 3 movies. Disney is really, really weird. They seem to think that the lesson to be gained from The Last Jedi and Solo being placed so close together is that people just don't want that many Star Wars movies. No, we just don't want bad Star Wars movies. We just don't want terrible Star Wars movies. Again, you can put a Star Wars movie every year out. We will go see it as long as it's good, as long as Rian Johnson didn't direct it, and as long as Kathleen Kennedy didn't ruin what could have been a kind of fun Han Solo movie by Lord and Miller. Instead of firing them 85% of the way through the movie. Ridiculous. So there are 3 movies that are on the dockets. Now, people have said, oh no. Rian Johnson has said, oh no. Everyone has said, oh no. Rian Johnson is still working on his trilogy. He's as soon as he gets home from this award show, he's going right to his computer. He's going to be writing Star Wars, whatever it is. What is it that Rian Johnson would do with Star Wars without, the Skywalker saga? Who knows? Who wants to know? Apparently, we're never going to find out. This is great news. The fact that there are only 3 movies on the dockets, the fact that Bob Iger, in an interview last year, talked about the Game of Thrones creators, D.B. Weiss, and David Benioff, and did not mention Rian Johnson, was indeed reassuring, and it looks like this is all kind of coming together. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm walking on air. This is fantastic news. All right, so speaking at the Moffett-Nathanson Media and Communications Summit, Disney's CEO Bob Iger confirmed, Bob Iger, by the way, basically allowing the MCU to collapse, but he's trying to fix Star Wars. I guess they have to hit rock bottom under Bob Iger before anything is done to actually preserve and protect these franchises. He confirmed that the next batch of Star Wars movies the company will be released, garbage here, will be from the series penned by Game of Thrones creators. Not creators, just, they're creative people. I would say there's one creator of Game of Thrones. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. Quote unquote, the Benioff and Weiss series will be the next Star Wars movies released, Iger said. That is great news. 1 week ago, Walt Disney put out their film slate through 2027, including 3 mystery Star Wars films, dated for December 16th, 2022, and then again 2 years later, December 20th, 2024, and then again December 18th, 2026. Regardless of the break between the next Star Wars film and the planned 2022 movie, Iger said, quote, "We're hard at work already, but we felt 3 years was the proper amount of time to not only take a breather and reset, but to gear up for the next film's release." You need that long, really? My goodness. Get some competent people in there. Next, Kathleen Kennedy. Boot her out of here. And by the way, something interesting here. Kathleen Kennedy's contract was renewed for 3 years. 3 years. 2022, that's 3 years from now. That's 3 years from when her contract was renewed. Does this mean that they let Kathleen Kennedy stick around to finish the disaster that she had begun? They're going to let her get through Star Wars Episode 9, and then before this next movie comes out, she's out of here. Let me do that again. She's out of here. Like that. I think that might be the case, and I think that kind of lines up with reasoning. Also, I love the way, in order to not create a stir, something that Kathleen Kennedy is terrible at, Bob Iger is just kind of saying, it seems, let's kind of float Rian Johnson out to sea slowly. We don't want any sudden dismissals of him since he's so controversial. I think we'd be doing him a disservice. Disney would be doing Roundhead Rian Johnson a disservice if they actually dismiss him so quickly. So maybe we'll just kind of we'll find a nice, easy way to push him out the door. I think that's what's happening right now. And by the way, all right, let me keep reading here. Just let me see if this article actually mentions what I think. Okay, it was revealed last year that the pair would write and produce a new series of Star Wars films separate from the episodic Skywalker saga and the previously announced trilogy that is in development from Star Wars: The Last Jedi's Rian Johnson. David and Dan are some of the best storytellers working today, Kathleen Kennedy said. Their command of complex characters, depth and story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in ways I find incredibly exciting. In the summer of 1977, we traveled to a galaxy... Oh, wait, let me change my voice. This is Benioff and Weiss. I'm going to offer them respect. I thought this was Kathleen Kennedy still talking, and I was not going to offer her respect. I was going to give her my horsey voice. I'll give Benioff and Weiss some respect. In the summer of 1977, we traveled to a galaxy far, far away, and we've been dreaming of it ever since. Benioff and Weiss said, "We are honored by the opportunity and a little terrified by the responsibility, and so excited to get started as soon as the final season of Game of Thrones collapses into a heap of dissatisfied Game of Thrones fans." Well, you can't please everybody. No word has been revealed about when Rian Johnson's trilogy will arrive, but Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker will be released December 20th of this year. So Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker should be fun. I'm actually looking forward to that movie. All right, so what can we speculate? Here's what I think is going on right now. Right now, the way to transition Rian Johnson out of here without officially saying, look, he's never working on Star Wars again, is to pretend that Rian Johnson is actually helping David Benioff and D.B. Weiss with their trilogy. He has been completely cucked by them. He is obviously, cooler heads are prevailing. Business is prevailing, business sense. I do believe that now John Campea has been right about something for the very first time when John Campea reported that he had heard from reliable insiders at Lucasfilm that Rian Johnson had been kicked off his trilogy. His trilogy not happening. This is absolutely fantastic news. Expect to hear a lot of stuff about how Rian Johnson is collaborating with these two. Rian Johnson's consulting with them. They're all talking together about the future of Star Wars. Continue to expect to hear things like that. They're going to sound like Rian Johnson is involved. I don't believe that that's what's happening. I believe that, in fact, this is their way of kind of ushering him out without completely deballing him. All right, thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. Also, hey, double check and make sure that YouTube has not unsubscribed you without your permission. They do that lately. It's awful. It's terrible. Please do double check to make sure you're still subscribed. Ring the bell for notifications and share this video. Thank you guys very, very much for your support. And I'll see you again later with another video about how Rian Johnson is not working on his Star Wars trilogy. Thank you. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on the live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist. But it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.